So what is going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video where today I thought I'd do an overview and talk about Alpha Omega a couple of weeks after its release. How has it gone down with the community? Is it a good map? And has it saved Black Ops 4 Zombies? I'm sure, as you will all know, a couple of weeks before this, pretty much a few months after the release of Black Ops 4 Zombies, has been at an all-time low, with a lot of people just not playing and enjoying it, a lack of content, no updates, blue screens and problems with the game. However, I have noticed over the past couple of weeks since the release of Alpha Omega, things have started to liven up. The community is generally more positive, people seem to be into zombies again, playing it and watching videos, and so the question is, what's changed? Is Alpha Omega a good map? So let's take a look. The first thing I have to say is this is DLC 3. For DLC 2 and 1, for me who's been making zombies videos all throughout Black Ops 4, I've noticed that DLC 3 is a lot more, I guess you could say, hyped. More people have been happy and interested in it. They've been playing zombies a lot more since this is released, which is strange because we are now on DLC 3. Usually DLC 1 is the most popular, along with DLC 4. 2 and 3 are mostly quiet, but for Black Ops 4, DLC 1 and 2, I don't really feel did anything, and you have to ask the question, why? The obvious answer to me is the fact that they were Chaos maps. I think we can safely say that more people are interested in Aether than the Chaos storyline, and it's the same for me, not just other people. For someone who's been playing zombies since Black Ops 1, the Aether story is what got me into it, and the Chaos story just doesn't pique my interest as much. It's good, I'm not saying it's bad, but Aether does a lot of things better. The characters, the storyline, which you can kind of dismiss because Chaos has only just started, but even with that, by the time we had 4 zombies maps for Aether, which we've had for Chaos, I was more interested in that storyline than I am with this one, and there's a load of other things like the perks and the wonder weapons that got me into Aether. I just feel it has more character, and I know there are some people that prefer the Chaos story, but like I said, looking at DLC 1 and 2 and then looking at DLC 3, which is Aether, it is much more popular, and it makes me question, if DLC 1 and 2 were Aether maps, would Black Ops 4 Zombies be in half of the state that it got itself into? Because all of a sudden we get an Aether map and everything seems to be good again. It just almost feels like we had no content from the start of BO4 until now, even though we did. But anyway, getting into the map itself. So Alpha Omega, of course, is a remake of Nuketown Zombies, or a remaster, whatever you want to call it. When a lot of people first saw the trailer for this, I saw a lot of comments saying, why are they doing another remastered map? We've already had 2 of them, with Classified, which was 5, and Blood of the Dead, which is Mob of the Dead. We now have Alpha Omega, which is Nuketown. When are they ever going to make a new map for this storyline? And it does look like DLC 4 could be another remake. But actually, once you've played it, Alpha Omega feels like a new map. Yes, we have the above ground section, which is the original Nuketown. However, the layout is slightly changed. There are new areas which are opened up. We can go in all of the other houses. We could also go down into the bunker, into the lounge, the diner, the generator area. And the original space from Nuketown only takes up around 20% of this map. To me at least, it doesn't really feel like a remake. Not like Blood of the Dead or Classified. After playing them for a while, I did find myself getting a little bit exhausted just because I'd played them so much in previous games, but with Alpha Omega it's different. I don't know if it's because the original Nuketown was a bonus map and it was small, so I never played it as much. I'm not sure if it's because of the new areas or a slightly different feel to it, but it really doesn't feel like we've had it before, especially not compared to other remakes. And it's actually one of, if not the only map in Black Ops 4 that I can really play for fun without getting bored. Maybe that'll wear off within a month or so, but as of right now, this is my favourite map in Black Ops 4 Zombies. One thing that really helps with this is the fact that there are so many Easter eggs on this. We were told before it came out by Craig Houston that it contains the most Easter eggs out of anyone they've done, which is true. There are so many radios relating to the storyline, from Maxis, Cornelius Purnell, Peter McCain, Yuri. All of these old characters in our storyline that we thought had been forgotten about have finally been brought back up and given a ending. If you don't know the storyline on this map, then I won't spoil it, but I have done different videos on it. But we don't only have the radios and punch cards or the reels, there are also 2 different jump scare Easter eggs, which again we only usually have 1. And then there are also the codes that we can input onto Rushmore. I believe there are around 40 of these. Basically they are kind of like side Easter eggs, I guess you could call them, little codes that you put in on a keypad, which will unlock certain things. Just to go through a few of them, there are so many. One of the codes can spawn in a nuke. You can do one for 50% off perks, a bonfire sale, 1,000 points. There's one to freeze the zombies for a little bit, to activate Ted. There's a disco code. These are all very fun, and it's an interesting way of implementing an Easter egg in a map, but in a really simple form. I haven't seen anything done like this in Zombies before, so we have that. Then there's also the mannequin Easter eggs. There's a couple of them you can do, along with being able to activate the toy soldier, which is basically the civil protector from Shadows of Evil. You can have one of them follow you and protect you. One thing I kind of was disappointed about is the fact that there doesn't seem to be any ciphers. I haven't seen any, which kind of makes me sad. I do enjoy getting that extra little bit of information from ciphers in our maps. It is kind of annoying when they make them too difficult and they never get solved. There are so many on the Giant and Revelations that I would love to know what they said. I'm pretty sure Revelations has some really juicy ones, but I would have liked to have had some on Alpha Omega just to solve, which gives people something to do, and also usually they give us that extra bit of storyline that we wouldn't find out through radios or quotes. But even without that, the side Easter eggs on this map is very good. I feel it's one of the best in Black Ops 4's, along with Classified and Blood of the Dead, which were really good as well. And then of course what I'm always most interested in is the storyline. We start off with our intro cutscene, which is in a comic book style. It's quite similar to the one we had back in Der Eisendrache, and it's the same for the ending cutscene. I have seen a lot of people saying they would have liked to have seen this played out in the normal style of cutscene, like how we got in Blood of the Dead or Classified, but I do still like it. It's something different and unique. I actually think they did a really good job on it, although I do hope we get the CGI, or whatever it's called, the normal version, the normal type of cutscene for DLC 4. Like I said earlier, to do with the story, there are tons of radios that tell us new and interesting things, along with old ones that we've wondered about for ages. There is Rushmore, who helps us out along the way, who, by the way, is very funny. Not only him, but some of the quotes that our characters say, the humour in this map is very funny, which is a nice welcome surprise. Usually Zombies is a little bit more serious, but I do like how they implemented Rushmore, how he talks to us along the way. And then finally, when we get to the ending, where we open up the APD pyramid, and inside of it is Cornelius Purnell, who has turned into the Avogadro, which is the boss fight. Now, if you told me before this map came out that we'll be fighting the Avogadro in the end, I would have said I don't want that. You would imagine fighting the Avogadro, which was an enemy from Transit. He wasn't exactly challenging or difficult. He's not big or really cool looking. You would think coming up against him is going to be pretty lame, but actually it's really quite fun to do. I think the music that they play during this really adds to it, but it's not too challenging. You have to fill up the life force canisters to power up the APD pyramid and then shoot him back inside. I have seen some people, especially speedrunners, complain that it is too easy, that it's not much of a challenge, but I think for the general audience, for me and a lot of other people, the difficulty of this Easter egg, because it really only takes about 45 minutes to an hour if you know what you're doing. It's one of the more manageable Easter eggs. You can definitely do it on solo, and you know what, I really enjoy it. Yes, it's easy, but just like everything else on this map, it's different to what we usually have, and I welcome that. But anyway, once we defeat the Avogadro, we have the ending cutscene where a couple of things happen, like Monty eating Maxis and Samantha destroying Nuketown, and then revealing that her and Eddie are gonna go to the Great War and then to Monty's house to defeat him. When we compare this to, let's say, the ending cutscene that we got to Classified, which pretty much showed us nothing, just the Ultimus and crew meeting up, yeah, this is a lot better. A few other things, of course, is the Pack-a-Punch, in which first you have to turn on the power, then activate the generator, and then turn off the Nova 6 gas in the houses. Usually when activating the Pack-a-Punch in any map, it's repetitive after a couple of times. It can get a bit boring, but with this, it does feel like a challenge every time. I don't know, there's just something about it that gives you a little bit more satisfaction than the usual boring way of activating the Pack-a-Punch. Some of the new enemies that we have can be a little bit annoying, like the Boomer Crawler, or we have the Electrified Crawlers and the Electric Hellhounds, but I will say they are definitely better than some of the enemies that we have in the Chaos story. The Wonder Weapon is the Elemental Ray Gun Mark II. This is a weapon we've seen before, and I'm not gonna lie, although it's good, I do like the elements. that I would have liked to have seen a different wonder weapon. I just always like seeing something new, but the elements do fit Alpha Omega, the style and the theming that we have going on with Broken Arrow. And then the last thing I will say is the characters. Having the Ultimus and Primus crew together, something that's never been done before, hearing conversations between them, it's extremely interesting to listen to. They are funny characters, and I love it. It just makes this map. And so there we go. I will say, even though there are quite a few things that are reused in here, it's strange because for the most part it feels new. I didn't think I'd enjoy Alpha Omega as much as I have, and honestly, it is my favourite map in BO4 Zombies. From the many Easter eggs to the main egg and the storyline, it's a fun map, and whilst you could say it's too easy, there are still a lot of challenges to it, so there we go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you enjoy this map? Do you hate it? Have you played it yet? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Drop a like rating if you have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Until then, goodbye.